The Nurse Who Inherited Millions, a story of love and greed. Pay close attention to this security camera footage from November 2019. It's a quiet hallway in a hospice care facility. An elderly woman using a walker follows a nurse into the corridor. The woman stops, the nurse turns, and they share a heartfelt embrace. The elderly woman is crying, her shoulders shaking, while the nurse holds her close. It's a 6-second clip of pure gratitude. But 4 years later, this very footage would become the center of a brutal murder trial. On April 19, 2023, a hiker in the Bridger Mountains of Montana discovered a body. It was 53-year-old Audrey Fisk, a dedicated hospice nurse. She had been executed with a single gunshot to the back of the head. Her purse, phone, and jewelry were all left behind. This wasn't a robbery. It was a hint. The question was, why would anyone want a hospice nurse dead? The answer lay in an $8.2 million inheritance left to her by a woman who wasn't even her relative. The story began in 2006, when Audrey was assigned to care for Estelle Bishop. Estelle was a wealthy widow battling stage 3 breast cancer. She had millions in the bank, but she was profoundly alone. Estelle had 2 adult children, Julian and Paige. Julian was a high-powered corporate attorney in Denver, and Paige was a tech executive in Seattle. They were successful, wealthy, and far too busy for their dying mother. Over the next 17 years, Audrey Fisk became Estelle's lifeline. While Julian and Paige visited maybe 50 times in nearly 2 decades, Audrey visited over 2,200 times. She was there for the chemo rounds, the bone pain, the lonely holidays, and the terrifying midnight scares. Audrey wasn't just a nurse, she was the only family Estelle truly had. In 2020, Estelle made a final, life-changing decision. She updated her will. She left $500,000 each to Julian and Paige, but the remaining $8.2 million was left entirely to Audrey Fisk. Estelle made sure she was evaluated by 3 independent doctors to prove she was of sound mind. She wanted her children to understand one thing: presence matters more than blood. When Estelle passed away in January 2023 and the will was read, Julian and Paige were consumed by rage. They immediately sued Audrey, claiming she had manipulated their mother. They used that 2019 CCTV footage of the hug as proof of emotional grooming. But the court saw the truth. Experts testified that the video showed nothing but genuine love and gratitude. On April 3, 2023, the judge ruled the will was valid. Audrey was about to become a millionaire. But Julian and Paige couldn't accept it. They knew the money would be transferred in 45 days. In a desperate, cold-blooded move, they withdrew $50,000 in cash and hired a professional hitman. They decided if they couldn't have the money, Audrey wouldn't live to see it either. On the evening of April 18, just days before the transfer, Audrey was ambushed at her home and killed. However, the siblings' greed was their downfall. Detectives quickly traced the $50,000 withdrawals and discovered encrypted messages between the siblings and the killer. In a dramatic series of arrests, Julian was led out of his law firm in handcuffs, and Paige was arrested in the middle of a corporate board meeting. The trial in September 2023 was a sensation. The same CCTV footage they tried to use against Audrey became the prosecution's strongest evidence of their motive: jealousy. Julian was sentenced to life without parole, and Paige received 40 years. Under the law, they forfeited every penny of their inheritance. Audrey's sister eventually inherited the estate and used $2 million to start the Audrey Fisk Compassionate Care Scholarship, ensuring Audrey's legacy of kindness lives on. This case remains a haunting reminder that you cannot expect to be valued if you are never there. Estelle Bishop didn't leave her fortune to Audrey because she was tricked. She left it because Audrey earned it by showing up for 17 years when no one else did.
Hello everyone, please like, subscribe my channel. New video, new story every week. Please subscribe my channel. Thank you.